This is Daf Yerushalmi Shevi'is. The article Oz Bahar edition. We are Daf Samach Vav Amral and Halacha Vav, and that in the Vilna is in Gimel Amid Beis. Halacha Vav. Teinim Shel Shevi'is. Yep. And the war is still on. Soldiers are killed every day. Hostages are still in danger. The Swiss of Yerushalmi should be exclusive for them. Teinim Shel Shevi'is. If you have figs of Shemitah, then you don't cut them with the normal cutting tool. It's not talking about the cutting tool. It's talking about where you can dry them. You don't put them in the muktzah, which is the place where you normally dry them. The whole lashon of muktzah by Shabbos comes from what you do with the figs. You maktzah them, midaitcha, when you put them in muktzah in order for them to dry. So you don't use the whole that normal muktzah on during Shemitah. El b'charava, you take them to a dry spot. It's a shinui. Similarly, you don't press wine in the wine press. You do it in a barrel. The Kabinaki points out here, this may be Moshe too, that Aniyim do it, no, he doesn't say that. That Aniyim Aniyim who don't have many grapes, crush their grapes in barrels. You don't press your olives in the base up in the olive press with the kotev, which is the normal beam with which you crush them. But kodeshu, first you crush them with like a mortar and pestle, and not you don't grind them up like you normally do. You put them into a small olive press. He can grind them up. He doesn't have to pound them. He can grind them up like he normally does, and then put them into this smaller wine press. Okay, it says Gemara, lo. Don't have any much on the Gemara. My Gemara written on this, I guess. Much to add here. It says you're not allowed to harvest that which grows in the field during Shemitah. The Kabnaki adds Vesin Bain is Irecha Loti. No, I'm sorry, more place. That means you shouldn't do it like normally people do it. You have to make a shinui. Rabbi Hillel said him anyway. This Sfiche Isser, and he says it can be done about Sfiche Isser. Well, Sfiche is only this is the Rabbanan, so I'm not sure what the Habmin is. So if it's not talking about Sfiche Isser, no, he's not talking about the Isser Sfichim. He's talking about Sfichim, meaning you're not plants. You're not allowed to plant stuff on Shvita. So what are you harvesting? So then there must be about even stuff which you didn't plant, which grew wild, which you're harvesting. You have to make a shinui in it. It's specifically talking about when they came on their own. According to Rabbi Hila, it's talking about stuff that grew during Shishis. They grew during 6 years, but you're harvesting them during Shemitah. Korah and Mona, it's talking about where they grew on their own during Shvi'is. Don't say, since they came up on their own, that it's okay to harvest them normal way. No. That tells you have to do it with a shinui. The Nakabinaki puts in here something about Tishmetena unatashtoh. I guess means forsaken, means don't harvest it the normal way. It grew on its own. Tani, we learned in our Brisa. Um, Tanya is not in the Gemara, in the Gemara itself. It's just the Gamnoki. As fear Katzirchal Losi Psor, but saying Losi Psor. You can't harvest the wild growth, and you can't harvest your grapes. Mina shomer ba'aretz eta botzer. You can't. It's something which you safeguarded in the earth. You're not allowed to harvest. Those grapes, if you preserve the grapes, you commit an isra, you can't harvest them. You're allowed to harvest from stuff which was made hefker din. Lo sif tzor kederach habotzri. But even that, you shouldn't do it like a person who normally harvests his vineyard. We kind of move here that said taim shel shvi'is, not just any fruit you make a shinui. The shvi'is ain't kotzim muktzah, but kotzim charava. You can't put them in a normal place to dry. You have to do it in some other dry place. You can't press your grapes in the grape press. You have to do it in a bucket, in a barrel. You can't make the olives in the press with the beam. It's not in the Mishnah. The rabbis were matir to do it to use the kutbi, to use the normal beam. Rabbi Shimon, he passed in l'kula on everything. He said you can be grinding with your millstones like Rabbi Shimon, v'lasos b'kutve, and to make it with the beam kirabbanan. Rabbi Yochanan hore li'lein de Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yochanan passed for those of Rabbi Yanai, meaning the oil workers, olive oil workers in the house of Rabbi Yanai. Shlo Yinotlim. Badayim Skoran B'Shem, that these olive workers should not take. Say Badayim Skoran in the Gemara itself. Yeah, so I know the Schar Badayim. So it says in the Schar Badayim. Yeah, it says Shem and Elamos. They shouldn't take oil because that's then the Baal Bais is paying his obligation with Shemitah fruit, right? So even if it gives him derech matana, it's also elamos, they should be paid with money. Tani, we learned chamorim about katofin, donkey drivers, and porters who because anybody is working Shemitah. Skoran Shevi'is. What does Skoran Shevi'is mean? Amar Rabbi Zira Peros Heter Himas Nisa. We're talking about fruit before there's man of beer. And with these, the fruit of the tree or vegetables where there is no isus svichim, right? They're doing work with that, right? Maus choran shvi'is, and what is choran shvi'is? Shunotli mashi osim choran b'shvi'is. They can take from what they're working with, deduct it as the schar for shvi'is, and the thing is that it has to be given as a gift. Okay, you give them given as a gift. You can't actually pay them as being porei chavo. V'had orei Rabbi Yochanan le'ilin bei Rabbi Shuyolu le'ilin b'deim schar shemen elamos. What about the fact Rabbi Yanai said that Rabbi Yochanan told those Rabbi Yanai not to take the oil, only money? Rabbi Yochanan possibly who are machmir in this regard. Rabbi Hila said, our Mishnah is talking about katofim. I forgot to say it's the name Moshe. Changes the gear. So show you the same shade as this. It says v'hei ha, and he changes that to uve v'hai, which is in the Kavanaki is v'ha. Okay. But anyway, I'm Rabbi Hila. He must do so. So we're talking about where they're doing these are pairs of air, meaning there's man beer as passing within do beer, and when it says chorm shvi'is means the money that they take as their schar have kedusha shvi'is. Ki haydam Rabbi Yochanan b'shem Yochanan, like Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yochanan yayin nesach knas consume. By it says that somebody who hires a worker to work with him yayin nesach, his salary is also. Yerushalmi says Rabbi Avo, the name Rabbi Yochanan, that's a knas, it's a fine. Also here, because knas consume, that people who did meleches itzer, prepare shvi'is, their schar should have to kedusha shvi'is, even if it's even didn't come, even if it was money. If it's just straight up money, doesn't matter. It's good fees because it's a knas for having done the wrong thing. Now there are a couple of important things here before we finish this halacha in front of the Chazon Ish. Chazon Ish says two things here. First of all, zman sheish otzer based in dorchim anovi and gas v'zeis based about. When you have an otzer based in, which is that, in other words, based in is in charge of the processes that are in the Paris after during Shemitah. So then they're allowed to since it's not a bilim, it's based in. So therefore, they're allowed to press the grapes and olives the normal way. And also, paskin Chazon was paskin to be matir nishmar bachila, something which is eaten, well, something which is nishmar is not also bachila, and even the feel never. And even if it was worked during Shemitah inappropriately, it's still allowed to eat it. That is, and those who follow the Harav of the Chazon Ish do eat Shemitah fruit, which is the nishmar. It was even nishmar nebar, but that's in Yerushalmi. I guess they the Charedis, maybe it was an earlier about that. Made a custom Yerushalmi to forbid that which is nishmar in eating. That's the opinion of Rabbeinu Tam, and certainly those are that which is nebar, which is worked inappropriately during Shemitah, and that's the people who follow the badats, and they in Yerushalayim they have that custom. Now, if I recall correctly, Shlomo Zalman paskin that it's from recollection, so I'm not 100% sure. I think it's in about Alei Lo Yibo. Shlomo Zalman paskin that if your house where they eat pet and mechila, you can eat it, which is like the Chazon Ish. You yourself should not buy it, but if you're in a house where they eat it, you're allowed to eat it with them. That's from recollection, not taking a chrayas on it because I don't have a safe here to look in, but that'll do for now.